Welcome down to part 2 of the putting series, and it's a series that will make you much better at putting, and I can absolutely guarantee it. Sometimes with golf tips you can't guarantee it, but I can guarantee this will make you better at putting if you follow the simplish tips along the way. If you've not seen video 1, do go and check that out. But for today we're going to be talking all about start line, because once we've got the setup correct, then it's really important that we actually, after we've read the green and we've got a feel for pace, that sort of thing we can never guarantee. We just get better at doing it the more we actually do it. That sort of area is it's kind of out of our control. We could read the green perfectly and put poorly, and vice versa. In terms of pace, every golf course we go and play will have a different speed of green, or if you play the same golf course in 2 or 3 days time, it could be a different speed to when you previously played it. So that's all about being able to adapt and learn from what you've seen. But with putting, the part that you can be in control of is your setup and your start line. Okay, so today's video is all about start line, and to help me with the start line, we've got the Back to Basics training aid. If you're not familiar with Back to Basics, their link is in the description below for their website. To be honest with you, it's endorsed by Cameron Smith, who is literally the best putter on the planet. All right, he is a phenomenal putter. We can never argue about that. And for me, when someone of that ilk is endorsing a product, then you kind of know that it's pretty awesome. And the good thing I like about this is I've used this putting mat in video 1 to help us with setup, because we've got a mirror, we can get shoulder alignment. It's going to help us in video 2 because it also comes with gates. As you can see on the mat, it comes with 4 gates for 4 different levels of golf. You've got one that is literally like a goalpost, you can't miss it, and then you've gone all the way down to, it's called a 0. So 0 is basically just about getting the golf ball through, and you're going to be super accurate when you get down to that. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using number 2, and we may even go down to 1 throughout the video, but stay tuned, I'm going to help you set this up as well. All right, so to get started with the video, I've got this set up. It literally took me 2 minutes, maybe 3, an absolute push, but it's all set up, it's perfect, it's ready to go. Right, I'm going to get my golf ball back in on the mat. I like to use the line of the golf ball and the line of the mat just to get everything synced up as well as I possibly can. I've got this probably around about 6 to 7 inches outside of the mat, and the goal is basically, if I get the ball through there, it probably should go in the hole. What you've probably got to stress is with level 3, if it gets through the gate, it still might not go through the hole because the gate is a pretty big one, but that's your nice little starting block. You might progress on from there quite quickly and go down to 2 and 1 very quickly, but then get really stuck on level 0. Okay, so from video 1 we've got set up, so I've got my eyes over the golf ball, I've got my shoulder alignment, I've got my posture feeling good. Right, so all I want to try and do is get this golf ball through that gate. If I do, the ball will go in. Now, I've chosen a very straight and very easy putt. You can make this more difficult by choosing a putt on a slope. But what this is making me do is making me just get the ball started on a line. So for me, and I do this on the golf course, rather than trying to think of that ball going there, I often pick a point just in front of the golf ball, and I just want to start the ball over that, okay? Because if I can start my golf ball over a point just in front, as long as I've got the right pace and I've read it correctly, obviously, I'm confident that the ball is going to go in the hole. If I hit the posts, they ain't going in. So it's really important that we get the setup of this correct. But we start nice and easy. I am now, what, 4 feet from the hole, which you could often say is a very popular par putt or bogey putt distance, and missing 3 or 4 of these per round is going to heavily inflate your score. Right, I would like to think we've conquered number 2, okay? Let's move down to number 1, okay? So what we're doing, we're obviously working on straight lines. I've used a pretty straight putt. So I need to replace number 2 with number 1. Now I could quite easily just use the holes that were kind of already there and pop it just on the inside of them, and we're ready to go. But what I did to actually set up, I just used the line. So I got the mirror lined up first, and then used the line of the mat to go through the middle of the gate, and then we're set. What you can do for a lot more ease of use is not even bother with the hole. So I would often just kind of set the gate up, hit the ball through the gate, see where the ball ends up, stick a T-peg in the ground there and try and hit the T-peg. Great practice drill for actually making your target as small as possible, and it also helps you just know that you've set it up perfect as well. That's the quick and the simple way of doing it. This is still a quick way of doing it, but not quite as simple. Right, so set up, I've got a smaller gate, pick my line, pick my point just in front of the mat, boom. As soon as I get the start line right, I know the ball is in the hole. I'd try 5 of those and go down to 0. One thing you've got to be wary of in the beginning is not making it too difficult, because at the end of the day you've got 4 levels that you can use. Go with the easiest possible level, get some confidence, see the ball drop into the hole and enjoy it. Then drop down a level. And I could stand here and give you technical advice all day long about start line, but at the end of the day, these do it for us. You go down to level 0, if you can get it through there, you are in a great setup position. You've got fantastic face control, and you've also got good ball striking. If you miss the toe, if you hit the toe or the heel, you're probably going to miss the target as well. But if you strike the ball well, you get the ball through the gates, the ball probably will go where you intended to start the ball. It might not go in the hole because you may have chosen the wrong start line, but all you can be in control of is setup and start line. You've got your face control just like you would do when you're hitting a 7-iron. You've got to be in control of your setup on a 7-iron, and you want to be in control of your club face at impact as well, just like you do with the putter. So do not underestimate how difficult and how much work putting needs, just like every other aspect of the game. So I hope this video has helped. I would definitely encourage you to use some training aids. I personally use Back to Basics, so go and give them a try because they are pretty awesome. It's a one-stop shop. Once you've got your pack, you've got your mirror for your setup, you've got your gates for your start line, and then you can also use the 2 combined for your distance control, which brings us nicely into video 3. So stay tuned to check that out. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, drop it a like if you've not already done so, and also please do subscribe to the channel. But from a glorious Dundonald Links here on the west coast of Scotland, it's just pure up here. We love it. Guys, thanks for watching. See you again.